Okay, so here is the second half of the All region excerpt. This is from the D sharp in measure 5 all the way to the G in first position of measure 10. So we're starting in first position. We're going to go to third position when you get to measure 7, and it's marked as a 1 on that G in measure 7. Okay? For the time being, we're going to double stop the G, and you're going to double stop that A just to make sure they're in tune. Begin with me. This is an up bow on D sharp. Okay, so here's that D sharp again. Reset. Now, if you go back with me to where it says A sharp in measure 4, I'd like to start there now and put all of that together. So we're at the A sharp in measure 4. Now, as you're practicing through, I need you to make sure that you stop in certain parts. So for instance, I want you to stop at the G in measure 6 so that you double stop that G to make sure that third finger is back in tune, because it got used to stretching from the low position that we were in, big stretch. And then we also have those high 3s that we've been playing. So you really want to make sure that that third finger gets set in the regular position. So if you're looking with me at your music, we're going to stop now at measure 6 on the G, and we're just going to hold it with a double stop. So you're starting at the A sharp in measure 4 and stopping at the G in measure 6. We're just going to hold that G as a double stop. And if it's out of tune like mine was, you have to make sure that you adjust until it's perfect. Now, when you're adjusting, you want to make sure you're not vibratoing. The other thing is that our third finger note is actually our harmonic on our violins. So if you're perfectly in tune, you should be able to play that note, have it sound without actually pushing down on the string. So if it's perfectly in tune, it'll sound like this. Push down. So you get that harmonic. If it's perfectly in tune, it'll sound. If it's not in tune, it's not going to sound. All right, so here we go. We have... And that's where we're going to stop. Let's do that again. And I think I played a B instead of a G in that measure of 5. So let's go ahead and do that again. Double stop the A. Now restart that A. So make sure as you're practicing through this that you're being very analytical about your finger placements. Everybody should have tapes and they were done recently. If you feel like your tapes are out of place or they just don't sound right, first make sure your strings are in tune. And then if you still feel like they're not sounding like they should, then go ahead and ask me to just retape your instrument. I'll retape it for you, okay? All right, well, happy practicing on this second segment. Remember that the second segment starts in the A sharp of measure 4 and ends at the G in measure 10. Happy practicing.